Cole Sprouse made me cry, and I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared, and I'm a little shook, okay? Today, we're gonna talk about a book called 5 Feet Apart. I saw the movie for this, and it was amazing. Cole Sprouse, oh my gosh, he was amazing. And most of this will be about Cole Sprouse. If you haven't been on Cole Sprouse's Instagram, go do that, because it will be the best use of your time ever, because Cole Sprouse. That's all I need to say. Cole Sprouse. Why do you watch the movie? Cole Sprouse. Why do you read the book? So you can understand Cole Sprouse more. You know what I mean? Like, he had a glow up. From the blonde hair to the black hair. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, all right. So this is a book review. I will gush about the movie because it was actually really good. What I've seen people with CF. What I've seen is that they say that this is a really good representation because they have a port, which I guess a lot of other movies or media about CF don't have, and that was a really big deal. And how they have the masks, how not everyone has a mask, but I guess some people do, and how people have done treatments with other CFers so that they know that they're doing their treatments. So I thought that the representation that this book gives CF was really, really important, and the movie, because the movie does, whether you agree with people, like, some people don't like how it romanticizes an illness, kind of, which I get, but, it draws more attention to CF, like, I didn't even know what it was, you know, and the 6 feet apart thing is actually real. That's a real thing. That's a real rule. Like, that's not something that they made up just for the book. Like, that's a real thing. And I wasn't sure about that. I thought that was just kind of a plot point or whatever, but no, it's a real thing. So, let me start with the characters. So, there's this girl, her name's Stella. She has CF. This kid named Will comes, and he has B. cepacia and CF, and B. cepacia is really bad. And if Stella gets B. cepacia, then she will be off the lung transplant list. And that would mean she can't have new lungs. And basically, the premise of the story is that they both have CF, but they both really like each other. But if you both have CF, you can't really touch them the way that normal couples touch, you know? You know what I mean? If you get my drift, so they can't kiss or anything like that, so it's sad. It's a sad book, but, and it doesn't end with them having a romantic kiss or anything, so if you're looking for that, that's not here, you know what I'm saying? So, how I feel about the book, let's talk about that. I don't think this story and the way it was written is made to be a book. I don't think this should be a book. I think that it works so much better as a movie just because there's a lot of scenes in here. And I remember reading this and thinking this is so much better as a movie. And I think that's why it got picked up so fast, was because it's like she should have written the screenplay. You know, it's like the author should have just done that instead of writing the book, but I don't think there'd be a movie without the book, you know what I mean? So, but that said, I think this story works way better because you really need to be there, and you need the Cole Sprouse to get you through it, okay? So, Cole Sprouse. Of course, Cole Sprouse. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about Cole Sprouse. There's no other point in this review except all you need is Cole Sprouse, and you got me crying, which I only shed like one tear, okay, one single tear, because I was like, Cole Sprouse, you're so beautiful. But anyway, back to the book. So I'm a little sick, so I'm sorry if my voice is kind of weird, but so what happens is that they fall in love and whatever, but honestly, I think the reason it's better as a movie is because it's kind of short. Like, the time period that this takes place over is pretty short, and it's not insta-love, but it's pretty close to it, to be quite honest with you. And even though they hate to like each other, at least Stella hates Will in the beginning. Will is Cole Sprouse's character, by the way. And I actually forgot his character name. When I was watching the movie, I just thought of him as Cole Sprouse. So, that can just show you where my priorities were. So, anyway, it takes place over a really short period of time, and even though Stella doesn't really like Will in the beginning, I think this deserved more time to be like drawn out if it's going to be a book. However, it worked fine as a movie because it's only an hour and a half. So like, what are they going to do? They either add an extra half hour, or they're just like, it's Cole Sprouse, it's fine. You know what I mean? So I feel like this book was good, but in books, I don't like it when they talk about like technology or whatever, like when they talk about being on FaceTime, or they talk about being a YouTuber through a book, when it's not like I'm reading about Shane Dawson. Like, I'm not reading his biography or whatever. It's just, sorry, my stupid camera, the card was full, so I had to delete some stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't even remember. I don't even remember what I was talking about. All I can remember is Cole Sprouse. That's literally all I can think about. I have problems. So, okay, so this takes place over a short period of time. I was talking about that, and I was also talking about how that works well in the movie, doesn't work super well in this, so I think there should have been more development in their relationship, simply because in book form it just feels very rushed, and I feel like she wanted to make kind of an everything book where it's kind of simple and sweet. And that's the style of this book, is simple and sweet. That's in the plot, in the writing, and the characters. You know, like, they're not super, super complex characters. I really liked Will. Will was definitely my favorite character, but I did not really like Stella that much, just because I felt like she thought that she knew everything a little bit, you know? And that was kind of annoying. Like, I don't really want to read from a character who thinks that they know everything. You know? Like, that they think that they're above, not that they're above, but just that they think that they're really smart and they know they're smart, you know what I mean? And I didn't like it. So, what happens in the book is that Will comes to the hospital. He's a new kid. There's a really weird scene where he's letting his friends, like, have sex in his hospital room, and then he leaves, and while they do that, and I think that's really weird. Like, that's so not romantic, and you would probably get caught. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why that's in there. It doesn't add anything to the plot. It's just there, and it bothers me. And it was in the movie. And I think it's just there so that Stella has a reason to hate Will just right off the bat. And I honestly don't like that, because I feel like that's just a weird random thing that's there. That doesn't really make sense. Moving on. So they talk for a little bit while Stella's watching babies because she likes that or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. And so Stella goes and does that, and Will's there, and they talk, and it's not super friendly, and they find out each other's names, even though Stella wishes that Will didn't know her name or whatever. And oh my gosh, SPROUSE. The movie's perfect. I have almost no complaints about the movie except for that one scene. There were a couple of weird points, like with the, in the book there's a scene where, like, Stella's established the 5 feet rule where, like, CF says you need to be 6 feet apart, and she's like, I want it to be 5 feet apart because that's the sexiest thing she could come up with, you know what I mean? And I think it's kind of cute, to be quite honest. Like, you know, I'm gonna take back 1 foot because it's my life, and damn it, I want 1 foot, you know? I think I can respect that. So she has a pool cue, which she just happens to have in her room, because we all just have pool cues hanging out in our room, and she has it, and then they go to the pool, right? They're on their first date, they go to the pool, and this hospital is nice. I don't know, I don't even think my hospital has all of this cool stuff that they do, but anyway, so they go to the pool, and she has the pool cue, right? And so she puts it on her shoulder, and I remember reading about it in the book, but in the movie, it's just like, she moves the pool cue, and she's like not wearing that much, you know, and it just, I can't tell if I can't tell if Will was like moving the pool cue like down, or if she was putting it down, but it was supposed to like represent like his hand like going down, and it was just really weird. And I remember reading it in the book and thinking, it was better written in the book. Like, that was one thing where the book did it better. But in the movie, it was just really cringy and weird, you know? And I was just like, okay. So, yep. Anyway, moving on. So, they go on, they're in love and whatever, and oh my gosh, Stella's thing's infected, you know, and so she's gonna go under surgery, and they don't know if like her lungs can handle it, so she might not survive. And there's also this side plot about Stella's sister, Abby. Abby died in some kind of accident because she took a lot of risks, you know, and Abby, not like bad risks, just like hang gliding or like bungee jumping or whatever, those kinds of risks, you know, not like other stuff or whatever. So there's like that's that going on, and Abby like drew the picture of like the lungs and stuff, like the lung drawing, that was her. And Will, knowing this, like puts the picture right above like where Stella's gonna have surgery so she can see it, you know, which really cute, just really cute, you know. There's just like these cute things that Will does, and I really like the romance. I think it's healthy. I think it's rushed, but I think it's healthy, and I think it's good, and I think besides the rushed part, it's pretty well balanced. Like, I feel like they balance each other out really well, and I think, you know, Stella's kind of OCD like tendencies, like with controlling and everything being super organized on her med card or whatever, and her just overall needing to be in control, and Will being like, it's just life, it'll be over before you know it. Like, that whole mentality and her whole mentality are completely different, and I think the way they balance each other out is really cool, to be quite honest. Like, I think that was one of my favorite parts, was that they balance each other out, and you can kind of feel like it could actually happen. Like, I feel like, I haven't read The Fault in Our Stars, but for whatever reason, this just seems more realistic than that. Like, this just seems more real because the people feel more real, and the characters and the way they interact just feel more like they feel realer than that. So that's cool. I was really sad, you know, when not Michael. See, I only remember the guy he was going to marry, his name, because I have a friend named Michael, and he's Mormon, and we joke about him being gay, and I thought it was funny when I was reading it because Stella's best friend is gay, and like he was gonna like marry, or he was gonna like take a step forward in his relationship with Michael, and I thought that was funny. So anyway, that's just more information than you needed to know, but I forget his name for the life of me, but Stella's best friend dies, like, on Will's birthday, and it wasn't like made clear in the movie that it was still his birthday, but the dude dies on Will's birthday. Did I get that wrong? Or like, I'm pretty sure I read that right, that he dies on Will's birthday. Imagine having the love of your life, their best friend, died on your birthday. I would hate that. And you're kind of close with them, but kind of not. Like, you have, like, you're nice to each other. Like, that's just not how I want to remember my birthday, you know what I mean? So, yeah. The whole scavenger hunt thing, that was cute. It was very Stella, you know? I feel like if Stella wanted... It's not what I would have done. Like, if I was Stella, I would have, like, tried to do, like, a booklet of, like, recreating political cartoons, because that was Will's thing, you know? And I didn't talk about it in the movie as much, but he was more leaning towards political cartoons, I think, in the book. Like, he liked those. So I would have, like, tried to recreate those. Like, that's what I personally would have done if I was in Stella's position, but she did scavenger hunt, so that's cool. And I get, like, Barb got them all in trouble. And I'm not exactly sure what they were doing wrong, besides being up really late and, you know, probably skipping part of their regimen to have that. But I also wanted to mention one thing about Will's birthday, is that when Stella, there's like a silence that comes over the room during that scene with Will and his friends and everyone. It's his birthday and the dinner scene. And it's in the book as well as the movie. And the movie follows the book pretty religiously, to be quite honest with you. So I can go back and forth between, and it really doesn't matter. So if that's bothering you, it's the same plot, and everything's the same except Cole Sprouse. Cole Sprouse is the only difference. So, at least the only one that matters. Anyway, so, moving on. What happened was that in that scene, a silence falls over the room when Stella mentions Abby, or her best friend mentions Abby, and I honestly thought that was kind of weird. And then Will, being the nice, supportive boyfriend that he is like to Abby, and they do a toast to Abby, which is really sweet, but at the same time, it's his birthday. Like, I get that it's raw, that Abby's gone and Abby died, but I still think it's his birthday. Like, if someone mentioned, like, let's say their dad died, like, a year ago, and it's my birthday, and they just mention it out of nowhere, and I'm like, I'm sorry for your loss, but today's supposed to be a happy day? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's super awkward to think about, but I'm just saying, I don't think that was, like, really appropriate. I remember reading it and being like, can you, like, not mention something, like, really heavy when we're all trying to have a really good, relaxing time? You know? So, yeah, that was 5 feet apart. Oh, I need to talk about the end scene. Oh my god, Stella, you stupid girl. Just take the lungs. Take the lungs. Now, I understand that the boy is supposed to, like, break down Stella's, like, OCD-like structure in mind, because she's like, well, if I get the lungs, then I can't really hang out with Will anymore, or whatever. So they go on their second date or whatever, because, like, she's obsessed with seeing the lights. And she's like, look, I'm sick of my treatments. I just want to see the gosh darn lights. So she goes. Will comes with her because he's Will and he's supportive, so he's going to come with her. And she doesn't see the lights because they're, like, on a bridge. Like, it's snowing. And when they get there, like, they're on a bridge, like, waiting, and there's ice on the water of, like, the lake or whatever, and they kind of are messing around. And then she, like, falls off the bridge. And this is the same in the book as in the movie. There's, like, a relief because she doesn't, like, go through right away. She's like, haha, that was so close. And then she falls down. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're just trying to mess with me. So really well done in terms of building, releasing, and building suspense again. But then Will has to do mouth-to-mouth because Stella's been in the water and she's got a lot of water in her lungs, so she needs mouth-to-mouth. So they technically kiss, they just don't kiss romantically, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. And then, you know, he tells the doctor, like, when they get back, because he calls 911, and he almost died, like, giving her mouth-to-mouth because, you know, he doesn't have a lot of air in his lungs either, and he's kind of worse off than Stella in terms of, like, disease, even though he has more money than Stella. And he almost died doing that, and I thought that was cool. Like, I thought that was a really cool scene where he had to be like, look, she's not gonna make it unless I might give her beats of Asia, but she's not gonna live if I don't do this. And then, you know, I might not live, but I need to help her out. So that was really cool. And then, you know, they go back to the hospital and call SPROUSE and call SPROUSE. So Stella, they get back and she's like, you know, I don't want the lungs. I don't want them. And then the parents are like, what do you mean? We've been waiting for this forever. And Cole Sprouse is like, take the lungs. Just take the lungs. And then, this is the weird part. Okay, she goes into surgery. She comes out, she's good. And right as she comes out of surgery, during her surgery, Cole Sprouse, Will, and planned out this whole thing for Stella with everyone else that was there. So, like, her friends, her parents, some of the doctors or whatever. And he, like, draws her, he, like, gives her a bunch of drawings and stuff. And they're really pretty. And they're, like, sketches, too. So they're, like, they look really cool. And, there's a glass. And Cole Sprouse is on the other side of the glass. And he's looking at Stella, you know. And he's, like, talking to her through, his phone with his headphones on, you know. And she just got out of surgery. Let's keep that in mind. She just got out of surgery. So I would think I'd be a little loopy because they give you a lot of, like, pain stuff to help you out because you're in surgery. So, and you've just been asleep for a couple hours, you know what I mean? So I don't remember exactly how it happened in the book, but it's pretty similar, so I'm just gonna talk about it. So basically, he's looking at her like, look, I need to go. We can't really be together because, you know, we could die. And he says, like, he gives her the lights because, like, and all the family members are in the room as, like, they're having this sappy moment through the glass or whatever. And he turns on the lights, or someone turns on the lights, and because Stella didn't get to see them because she almost died, and outside of the glass, all the lights go on, and it's really cool. And then Cole Sprouse is like, they like have the hand, you know, like in movies, like there's the glass and they both have the hand on the glass. You know what I'm talking about? So they have one of those moments, and you see, there's this really cute moment, and it was so cute, and like, Cole Sprouse. So Cole Sprouse was like, I can't leave if you're still looking at me. But Stella, she can't speak because she's got the thing in her mouth because she's been through surgery, and she's like still looking at him, and she's like, oh crap, you're gonna leave. And like, she knows it's the best thing for her and him, but like, they don't want to because they love each other, and it's so cute. But Cole Sprouse is just looking at her like, I can't leave if you're looking at me, because he loves her, and it's so cute. And she's just, they just have this weird staring contest for a while, and then she finally like just closes her eyes and starts crying, and then he walks away. And I don't know if they had the scene at the end of the credits, but there is a scene where in the book, like, I don't know if it's a year later, but a while later, she still has her new lungs and they're good, and she's in the airport ready to like go on a trip somewhere, and Will is like across the airport, and they meet each other, and like in the book, it's just a really good end scene, because this book is really sad. You know, two people really like each other and love each other. All they can do is have staring contests, and that's it. Okay, so I had a problem with my camera again, so I'm gonna film it from right here. I'm gonna film the rest of the review right here because I only have like a few seconds left to talk about, you know? I only have a few things. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. So, that was 5 feet apart, but that one end scene was so cute, and I wish if they had it at the end of the credits. I'm gonna be so sad. Like, I'm gonna be so sad if I missed it, because it was like one of the best scenes in the entire book, and it's at the very end. And if they didn't have it, shame on them. Shame on them, okay? So, 5 feet apart, it was bomb movie because Cole Sprouse, you know, like, best comeback ever, by the way. Like, Jonas Brothers are coming back, BTR, Big Time Rush is probably coming back too, and now Cole Sprouse is back, so, yeah. Alright, I think that's my thoughts. I gave this book like a 3 out of 5 stars, because even though I seem pretty excited about this book, I do have a lot of issues with it, especially with the writing and the character development. I thought it's not good in the book, but in the movie, you have Cole Sprouse. So, you know, like, you have Cole Sprouse, so it's fine. But in the book, you have Will, so, you know. I think that's all I really have to say about this book. Subscribe, like, all that cool stuff. Comment, please. Go watch the movie, because Cole Sprouse. You don't need any other reason other than Cole Sprouse. I'm glad I read the book, though, because I knew what would happen. And yeah, so, watch the movie, because Cole Sprouse, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's soon, you know what I'm saying? Frickin' Cole Sprouse made me shed a single tear. What a man. What a man. Why can't he be mine? That's my only problem. Alright, bye!